Pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop,
Good
pop.
day, sir.
Good day.
Welcome. Hey, welcome back, everybody, to Chasing Chips podcast. I'm happy for y'all to be here. Y'all already know what it is. You're tuned in, so you know who we talking. It's Charles right here talking. I'm here with the homie. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We out here, so
It's late night. It's late
it's
night over
it's late
here. I'm in,
nights.
I'm in the Midwest, so it's a little later out here. So in the morning, I'm not smoking and drinking, but at night, when we do our night episodes, you can indulge a little bit, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like there's a little bit different type of energy at night, though. Like in the morning, man, I'm still like waking up because for me, as much
Yeah.
as later with you there, that you may have be a little bit more saucier, you know what I'm saying? But I am a little bit more awake with our
Yeah.
later episodes because the morning time I'll be still
Yeah.
waking up because then I have to
Yeah.
wake up at 5:30 in the morning. You're
Yeah, that's real
7:30.
early. And you don't drink coffee, which is wild. So
I don't drink coffee. Then I have
I
to
don't know
have an
how you do
energy
that.
drink. Shout out to Celsius if you want to sponsor. Uh so those are the energy drink I drink. And so it's really tough to take an energy drink at 5:30 in the morning when you really ain't got nothing else to do till like later in the day. So I'm like, what am I
Yeah.
supposed to spend this energy doing?
You're gonna be
Getting on a
down
train?
noon. What?
Yeah. So, but your boys, the Suns,
Let's
just
go.
took out the Toronto Raptors. That's a good win. I guess they shouldn't have been that difficult as y'all made it seem. But I
No, is
mean,
that it? Are you done? I mean,
I'm finished.
damn. Can we get a win? I mean, yeah,
You
I
did get a
think
win.
you're right. We shouldn't have even really competed with this team. Toronto's not that good. Siakam is a good player. OG's good. Chris Boucher, uh, he's really good too. He's long and like they're tall. But man, Siakam gets me because he yells out every time he drives to the basket. That's
Mm,
boring. That's just one little flaw of Siakam that always gets me, always irks me. He just
mhm,
is always screaming when he gets to the basket, even if no one touches him. He'll do a Euro step and no one touches him, and he'll still be screaming. Uh, hey, whatever. It's just annoying. But I will say that it was a dirty win. We shouldn't have won. I don't know what was going on. They were out rebounding us a lot, and Devin Booker, man, he's been off. He's only shooting the last 3 games. He's shooting like 30%, and
mm.
it was ugly today. Uh,
So I was talking to one of my coworkers. Nick said like with the Suns, they just randomly. You never know who's going to have a good team. I mean, a good game. Like you guys almost don't have a defiant star player. And how you guys are playing right now and how you're talking, that's what I've been saying to you since Christmas. Remember when I said, man, Devin Booker Christmas Day should have been incredible to show he's a
right.
superstar. And again, he isn't doing that.
Oh, come on. I
Mm,
would say that he's still averaging what, like 22, 23, and he's playing well. He's a little inconsistent, and yeah, that is slightly.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, everyone has the right to have some off games every once in a while.
But why is he averaging? No, for me, is why is he averaging 22 points?
Let's see what he's actually averaging.
No,
Don't
I
kill me
think you're
on that.
right.
I think
I
it's
think
actually more than that. You could
20, what, 3? I think Devin Booker should be in the 26 to 29 range.
He's 23.6. Come on. I mean, yeah, the man had 3 off games. I will admit what's going on. We have the right to ask that, but it is unanimous that he's our star player. And Chris
Oh,
Paul is the leader. He's the
hmm.
vet. But Devin Booker is our scorer. And we're good enough to where Devin Booker can have 3 bad games, you know? So we're good. But I will admit, I wish it wasn't such a rocky, inconsistent ride sometimes. Da as well is kind of a question mark. I don't know if it's a combination of us not trusting him and feeding him more than we should, or like he's just hesitant with the ball down low, or he doesn't want to shoot the ball as much. I don't know. Did Monty say something to him? It's just weird. Like I feel like he can get so many more field goal attempts being
Hmm.
so big and dominant down there. I don't understand why he doesn't shoot the ball more. But whatever. We won. It was a dirty win.
Who y'all got
No.
next?
Who we got next? Probably some scrubs. I'm just playing.
Everybody scrubs to y'all.
Pacers, which will be a tough game as well if they're all intact. You know,
If they're all intact. Who knows those Pacers, man? You don't know what you did. They're gonna play hard, but you just
Yeah.
never know when it'll all just be gone.
Yeah. But one
Maybe
thing I want to talk about with the Suns, real quick, is that there's this whole question mark on whether or not Jay Crowder should start over Cam Johnson. And Jay Crowder had a great game. He was our leading scorer today, and he's the reason why we won the game. One of the main reasons why we won. And
You're such a big Jay
I
Crowder
just
fan.
want to make it clear that doesn't change a goddamn thing. All right. I still think Cam Johnson, when he gets back from his little ankle injury, or he was in the night before, and he shouldn't have been in. Monty should have took him off. We were getting blown out, and he was still in, and he got hurt like the last play or something, and he'll be all right. But still, Monty did fess up, and he was like, that's a mistake that I made. My bad. That's why Monty's great, because he takes ownership. But back to the Crowder thing. Sit that man. Let Cam Johnson start in his position. We got to give Cam Johnson more minutes, dude. The guy's shooting 44% from three right now. It's insane, bro. You don't ever
Not gonna
have
happen.
that man come off your bench.
It's not gonna happen. I just keep saying this to you. It's not gonna happen. They're not gonna put him in the starting lineup. Might as well just get used to it.
It's
Let
dumb.
Jay Crowder do his thing. Hopefully, he's on his last time his contract. That's probably what it is. And they're gonna let it ride out. I don't think he's gonna be there next year. I think Jay Crowder, this is last year on the Suns, and then he'll be gone. So just
I don't like it.
You're just gonna have to deal with him for the rest of the year, my guy. Just rock out with him. And it's just like how I'm doing with what just happened with the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? We Chris Haynes, you know what I'm saying, on the when Clippers on the main stage, even though we kind of made that game very, very difficult, announced that Kawhi is on his way of getting back on the court with us. And if we make the playoffs, which I've been saying to you over multiple episodes, is that when Kawhi, I've been watching, I've been hearing, I got a little insight into Clipperdom.
Okay.
People were saying he was ready. He's getting ready. He's prepping.
He's ready, or he's getting ready?
He's getting ready. I'm sorry. He's getting ready. You know what I'm saying? All we got to do is make the playoffs, and he will step in. Okay.
And I think he's just gonna be lights out. I mean, man, he is a machine.
He is a machine.
But can he just stop playing for how long? It's been a year, and then just come back like Klay Thompson? I guess so.
I mean, Klay came back in a year, but then injured his Achilles.
2 years.
That's what people don't understand. He was ready to come back and then messed up his Achilles. And then he sat him out another year. You know what I'm saying?
So is it risking rushing Kawhi back? Is it worth it? Do you guys think that you're winning the championship this year with Kawhi on the team?
Kawhi believes this team is a championship caliber team when it's fully healthy. And he understands that if he comes back and PG comes back and
PG comes back too.
And everybody's experience of them playing without them for most of the season will help us in the playoffs. I believe, and I'm gonna keep saying this, I believe we are a third or fourth seed fully healthy. Second seed, if you know what I'm saying, I feel like we're one of the best teams in the West, fully healthy, one of the best teams in the NBA, period, fully healthy. You know what I'm saying? We can beat the Jazz.
I mean, okay.
We can beat the Jazz. We can beat the Suns. We can beat the Warriors. We can be fully healthy. Beat all of y'all. It's not even. If we make the playoffs, and I'm gonna say this again, if we make the playoffs,
you went from like
why? If we make the playoffs, not the play-in. If we make the playoffs, I feel like if we make the playoffs and not, even though I'm cool with the play-in, we make the play-in. I'm not gonna talk about the play-in. Skip that. If we make the playoffs, forget the play-in. That means I'm talking about we already won in the play-in and we're in the playoffs. If we are 7th and we see y'all in the first round, you will catch it now. you will lose.
Bro, you're wild right
Fully,
now. You
fully
think Paul George and Kawhi's like first series back from injuries, they're just gonna like beat the Suns, you're gonna be in first or second place in the West, and we're fully healthy and thriving. You think you guys are just gonna wake up one day and just like all of a sudden beat us because Kawhi wants to come back?
That's my belief. I'm sticking to it.
Okay. I mean, hey, I
Hot,
mean, lucky for
coming
you.
in hot.
Lucky for you, that's probably not going to happen anyway because you guys aren't going to make the playoffs. So I just don't want you to lose your money if that were to happen, say Kawhi and Paul George do come back and then they end up playing the Suns somehow in the playoffs. I think you're in trouble.
At the end of the day, I've been working on not working. I don't want to do a lot of hindsight. I'm a big guy right now in my life where I don't want to do any hindsight. I want to say what I feel, do what I feel. So this is what I feel. I feel
Okay.
we fully healthy. We can beat anybody. That's how I feel. And
All right.
that's
Hey, I
how
appreciate the confidence.
yes,
Good
yes.
thing.
Unfortunately, we have to move on to this ridiculousness. Clipper Darrell this week. And I love Clipper Darrell. Clipper Darrell's a great guy. But
Yeah,
I
like a
can't
father.
look past what you sent out, my guy. You sent out this tweet to saying how you miss Donald Sterling. No one has talked about Donald Sterling in a positive light ever. And for you to say you missed Donald Sterling now, Baron Davis did what every other Clipper fan did for us, and everybody ran up. He's like, we always miss the ones that hate us the most. Talking about Donald Sterling post, just one more dance master. And he got really, really raw and thing. And I'm not gonna mention all the other stuff. Called him a Baron Davis, called him a baboon, a sellout, all types of tickets. LA don't love you. F out of here. F your stinking suit. It was really boy. He went crazy. Baron Davis just looked like honestly like blacked out on him. And for me, I couldn't believe when I was scrolling on Twitter and I saw it, I was like, he's tripping. Why would he? Yeah, he can't show himself. He can't be at a Clipper game anytime soon. He got to take some time off because the fans that like me that been with Clipper Darrell win with those times. I've talked Clipper Darrell many times. I've met him many a time. I have pictures I can probably pull up of him with him. For him to do that, I was like, come on, bro. No, I mean, I understand your transition from when Donald Sterling was gone to when you with the new reign, Ballmer, you didn't have the smoothest transition. They didn't welcome you, you know what I'm saying, as well as you wanted to be welcome. You wanted Ballmer to come in and give you tickets and tickets and tickets and tickets like Donald Sterling was doing. Donald Sterling turned you, we didn't have mascots, so he turned kind of Clipper Darrell into the kind of like gimmick for Clipper games.
Who is a Clippers mascot?
Now it's the bird. It's a
you got like a pelican or something, right?
Pelican. No, this is a
like a flamingo.
Like
a Fruity Loop kind of.
Yeah, Chuck the Condor.
Condor.
Yes.
I mean, it's like the sun.
You can invite them to parties too. But yeah, check the Condor. But at the end of the day, like for me, I was like, bro, that was not what you needed to be doing right now. It's not a good thing. He owned the Sterling owned the company for 33 years. New owner. Shouldn't have been even. It just was really bad, and then on his part. And I don't want to spend too much time. But at the end of the day, Clippers stay afloat. We're 4-6 in the last 10 games. We get to the playoffs. We're fully healthy. Kawhi come back. PG come back. We're coming for that number one spot. We win the whole thing. You heard it here first. Charles Dixon. Yes, I am. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm one of the people. Go read the book Secret. I'm a positive person. I'm a positive energy in there, man. Cup is half full.
Wait, wasn't that a scam? Secret, the book?
No, it's not a scam. It's I didn't do all that.
I watched the documentary. It's corny as shit.
It was corny, but I enjoyed it. It made me think. Hey, that documentary changed my life. That documentary changed my life. It made me start thinking positive. It did.
Stop
it. It helped me always project positive energy, and you get back.
I get it to a certain degree, but I think that movie had a lot of weird, corny ass scenes that were too much.
The production. Yes. Yes, the production.
I mean, I get the mindset, but I'm talking about Secret specifically.
I think it was that. This funny thing, I don't really remember the movie as much as I would do the book. I read the book twice
Okay.
before I even watched. I didn't even before I discovered there was a movie, and I don't think I went into because I was a college student at the time when I read it, so I don't think I went into the extras that were involved. So if it was a scam, after fact, and all that extra stuff, maybe. I just read the book. I was too broke at the time to indulge in anything extra, any subscriptions or anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Funny. That's funny. When Netflix used to not be a part of the ordinary budget.
Dog.
Yeah. Now can you imagine not having a Netflix account?
Did you pay for your Netflix account when Netflix just started? No. You probably just started paying for it now as an
rent
adult.
the DVDs and stuff. Remember that?
Yeah, and we were living in a house, so we really weren't paying for them. I remember those. I used to get how many did y'all get though?
It took so long to check out with those things. You had to like select it, and then it would like spit out, but it always take forever. So I'm getting maybe 2 movies max.
Oh, you talking about going to the
back in the day.
But did you get the mail?
Oh, the mail?
Yeah, I used to get
did the mail.
Yeah. We've been with Netflix that long. Like,
I'm thinking Redbox. I'm thinking fucking.
Oh, you're thinking Redbox.
Yeah.
I still do Redbox.
That's still a thing?
Yes, it's still a thing. The Vons over here by the house, I do Redbox. I do Redbox. What?
Why do you do Redbox? Does it like come before? Like, does it get released? Do certain movies get released on Redbox before everything?
Redbox is now before Redbox was still behind a little bit from like on demand. The thing about Redbox, and I'm gonna dip into me being frugal, Redbox is cheaper, and they used to send me all these discounts, and you can buy one get one free or 50% off for like 50 cents. I can get like a new movie.
Cheaper than like Netflix or
on demand. On demand, you rent a movie for what 48 hours for what $8 or something like that.
That shit is ridiculous.
But you can go to Redbox and rent a movie on a Blu-ray for $1.50. I'm gonna go get the $1.50. I'm not gonna be lazy just because I can stay in my house. I'm gonna just the Vons is a minute up the street. I'm gonna drive up there. Now you can type it in online. Make sure you save it in your you can buy it already. All you gotta do is go over there, type in your Gmail and your password, and it pops right out. Yeah.
That's wild. See, my whole thing is like there's so much content out there in the world and just in general, just like with YouTube, you got Netflix, Hulu, HBO. There's almost so many things that like no movie nowadays is worth seeing like as quickly as possible. There's always like another movie. Personally, I mean, I really want to see that Spider-Man movie, but I still haven't like gone to see it.
Oh, it's so good.
I'll watch it eventually.
Yeah, no, yeah. But I think for me, I think for me, the thing is it's the people around me that push me to watch movies when they're out. Certain movies where I know it's me, like it's like I like it and no one else likes it, or it's like something I want to see, then I take my time to see that at the right time. But like Spider-Man, where everybody wants to have Marvel's just one of those things where everybody wants to have a conversation. You're in a group chat that somebody wants to have the conversation. So they're like, has everybody seen Marvel? Has everybody seen Spider-Man? Has everybody seen it? I want to talk about it. And I was like, look, you guys, I'm going to go see it this week, and I'm going to go see it. But like movies like Dune, who I could have watched. Dune was on HBO Max. I started watching it at home, and I'm a sound like I'm a bougie sound guy. If I can't be, if I walk into your house and you ain't got a sound bar and you're listening to the sound from the TV, I don't want you to
judging you. He's judging you.
I'm judging you.
Damn.
I'm judging you. I'm
playing hits from their phone, dude. You don't do that shit?
Bro, I can't. I'm sorry. Yeah. I've reached a point in my life I can't play music from my phone. I can't listen to TV from the TV. Like, I have to have a surround sound. Like, I have to have a system. I have to feel the bass.
Dang, you bougie.
And yes, and Dune, I was watching at home. I turned it off for 10 minutes. I was like, I can't watch. This looks so good. And it won a Golden Globe for sound engineer. Like, it won for the sound of the movie. That's how incredible. I went to go to 4DX to watch it by myself in the middle of the day.
Damn. That movie like 3 hours long?
2 hours and some change. Yeah, it's like almost 3 hours long. And that was just part 1. There's a part 2.
And you're just sitting in the middle of the theater by yourself, just 2.5 hours.
8, it was like 4 people
during
in
the
there.
day. You and like a grandma.
Yep. Blaze in the middle of the day.
Just hanging
out. Sitting there like this. Up close.
That's wild. That's funny.
Hit up Fauché, tell him he can come on in. Check in.
Oh yeah, we got Fauché.
We got Fauché on with us today. Big old Minnesota Timberwolves fan. He's gonna come in, check in with us, and tell us what's popping with the Minnesota Timberwolves to see how they're doing. And I mean, they're what, 7th in the West?
Yeah, they're
they've been doing
20. They're 8th.
Yeah.
They're 8th in the West.
They're 8th?
Yeah.
7th is Denver.
No, 7th is the Lakers.
Really? Man, O'Day.
Yeah.
I must.
I think they're gonna pass the Lakers.
I watched the standings. I must have looked at the standings a long time ago.
Damn, and then where are the Clippers? The Clippers are 9th.
9th, dog. I really looked at this. Would the standings just change? Oh,
Yeah,
it
changes every game.
I know.
You know that, right?
Yes, I don't do that. Yes. See, the last time, so before you get the last time I looked at them, the Clippers were 8th. So
yeah, y'all ain't anymore.
No, we are not.
In the 9th.
Dang, we are
in the playoffs.
We're in the play-in.
Kawhi, see you next year.
We're in the play-in. What are you talking about?
Oh my god, you ain't
not out of the playoffs.
You
ain't not like the play-in?
Anyone in the play-in?
You said what?
How it currently sits, you guys will not beat anyone in the play-in. I think the Kings can beat y'all in the play-in.
We will play the Blazers first. If it's right now.
The Blazers ain't.
And we're beating the Blazers. And then we will have to be the winner. They'll play the losers of the Lakers Timberwolves. I feel we can beat right now. Our team can beat both those teams, even though we be struggling. The Timberwolves been whooping our ass.
I'll write that down.
The Timberwolves been whooping our ass. We like 1-4 against the Timberwolves. So I mean 1-2.
Okay.
So
let's save
and
that.
And in the one win we had a 20. Yeah.
I'm just noting in my noggin right now.
But with the Lakers, everybody's hoping for the Lakers to make a trade. You know what I'm saying? And we'll get to that.
What?
We'll get to that later. But
it's frustrating.
Do you think, and you posed a question to me, do you think these young cats in the NBA respect LeBron like he used to be respected like 4 years ago? Because you were talking about the chatter.
Yeah. The Memphis Grizzlies were kind of talking shit to LeBron James, and you don't see that very often with players in the NBA that aren't his age. And I don't know. I just feel like it's something that is an interesting topic of conversation. You know, do these young bloods have the same respect for LeBron James as his, his generation of players? And I don't think they do. I mean, these young kids, like they're next up, and they know it, and they're confident. You got to be. Basketball is all about confidence. You coming into the league, you think you're the best. Ja Morant and the Grizzlies, they're all very young, and they're dangerous, and they're really good and talented. So, and the Lakers are not. So, I mean, it's just this is an opportunity. I feel like a lot of these young bloods, they don't have the same sort of values. And I don't say that in like a good or like a bad way. It's just like, it's different. They're just like, they're hungry. They're young. They don't know, all that had happened before. I mean, Anthony Edwards doesn't even really watch basketball. He said on his interviews before, he watches other sports, so it's just funny. What up, dog?
What an intro.
Right.
Perfect.
What's up?
That's so funny.
Hey, what's
we
going
were
on?
talking about some of these Memphis. All right, so we're talking about the Memphis Grizzlies and how.
Wait. I just want to make sure everybody know who just jumped in. Fauché just jumped in. He's with us right now on Chasing Chips. Welcome, brother. Happy to have you on the show.
Yes, sir.
The podcast and all that stuff. Just quick intro for you. Tell us about what you got popping. What the podcast you got? What's the name of where people can find it? Off top, and then we're gonna get right into it.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for having me. Very excited to be here and talk about Timberwolves and just NBA in general. Like I said, I'm Fauché. I have my own podcast, Going Off Topic podcast. So you can check that out. Just Going Off Topic, pretty simple. We talk about pop culture and some fun stuff, but just not your usual stuff. So like we did one recently, NBA topic. We did NBA Jam today. What team would win? So that's the kind of stuff you can find. We did a Will Smith. Would you, if you were stuck on a deserted island, would you want the music or the movies? So we look at some pop culture stuff, but different angles. So if you're looking at something fun, check that out. Going Off Topic. That's the podcast.
I'm gonna go with movies.
Yeah, I think that the consensus was movies, but I took the music. I love all the music, but you can't go wrong either way. Dugan, who was on the podcast, the Nuggets guy, he's kind of the co-host, so him and I do it together.
I need DJ Jazzy Jeff on the island too, though. Like I'm a big Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah.
DJ Jazzy Jeff, my favorite DJ. But yeah, I would need both of them. Like I like Will's music by himself, but when he was with DJ Jazzy Jeff,
yeah, I'll give you both. I'll give you both of them if you choose the music.
Then I'm gonna take the music.
Yeah, so Fauché, we were talking about how this new generation, doesn't have the sort of same respect for LeBron James than his generation, of players. And we're just referencing kind of the Memphis Grizzlies situation where I don't know if you saw that Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson and all those guys were chirping a little bit at LeBron. So it's just interesting that when you think about it, it's like, why should they? They're kind of next up, and their team is, in my opinion, better than the Lakers. The Grizzlies are. And basketball is all about confidence. So, I mean, if you can dethrone the king, then celebrate it, and have that,
Yeah, I think you're definitely right. I like I love when people go back and forth, and especially young guys. Like, Ja's like going to be one of the up and coming stars for sure. He's a star already, but he's going to be one of the top 5 guys in the NBA probably in a couple of years. And I love it. I mean, I love just that state of mind where guys step up and talk, and they don't care what other people think. And I love it. I think it's great for the game. It gives people something to talk about.
Right, exactly. But I mean, going against LeBron in the playoffs is going to be tough. So, I mean, it's one of those things that, like, it's all fun and games and it's a regular season, but we'll see how it pans out.
Yeah. I'm not, again, I think the Lakers are right now. I don't think they are a contender, but
same
trade deadline's coming up. Buyout market is out there. AD gets healthy. LeBron in the playoffs, AD in the playoffs. It's a totally different story. I don't think that roster is going to look the same at all right now as it does in the future.
We'll see.
That's the big
thing.
You.
I appreciate you.
I don't know. I'm cooking up a trade talk that
I've been saying. Later. The Lakers are built for the playoffs. They're not built for the regular season. They're not built for the regular season. They're built for
I get it. They're old. You don't have to like say it in a, different way. They're built for the playoffs means that they're old. I get it.
Okay. And
yeah, I just think that we'll see. I mean, I think that healthy AD, like, I don't think he's going to be healthy all season. I think he's going to come back and he's going to be like 80%, 75%, like he's been. And AD at that 75% is not good. He's shooting like 20% from 3 right now. It's gross. Because you need him down there to, bang bodies and just, get big. And when he's kind of tiptoeing and staying around the 3-point line, he's not as effective. Then you have Russell Westbrook that turns the ball over, 7-8 times a game. That's not great in the playoffs. So I don't see it. But I respect LeBron James. Who knows?
Well, that's good.
He feels much better now that you respect him, Josh. I know. I know wherever he is right now, he's feeling good about himself. You heard that.
You get it, though. You know what I mean. I mean, like, I respect his ability to turn a whole team around himself. I mean, he's had some ugly-ass teams. Yeah. So, kudos to him. I get it. LeBron James effect. I'm never gonna bet against LeBron James.
So you had a question for Fauché about, I think, the one particular player, Josh.
Oh yeah. So Dugan, who's a mutual friend of ours.
Why would you put him?
Brought up.
Throwing him under the bus? Why are you hiding behind Dugan with the question? Go ahead.
So he wanted to ask, how is Jared Vanderbilt? How has he panned out this year? Is he a natural starter on most teams? And do you see a future with this man?
Yes. So Dugan hates Jared Vanderbilt. We got him from the Nuggets in the trade. And he didn't play on the Nuggets. And when he did play, he was bad. So on our team with Cat, D'Lo, and those three guys, he's a good hustle, energy, defensive guy. Almost had it's against the Rockets, but almost had a 20-20 a couple nights ago. So I think the big thing for us is he can guard, he hustles, he gets those cheap steals where a guy grabs a defensive rebound and he turns around and just steals the ball because the guy wasn't paying attention or threw a lazy pass. He is very similar, doesn't shoot, can't shoot threes. They've been trying to get him to expand his range, but when he does shoot, it's not pretty. So he is just a roller, off the catch guy. And I think, that's the one thing, if we're looking at if the Timberwolves are going to make a trade, which I don't know how they do with what they have.
D'Lo.
Well, that's the thing, but that nobody wants that contract. That's the problem.
What's he getting paid right now? Like 30 something?
Yeah, he was a max guy when he first got the deal. He was a max guy because
Minnesota,
Minnesota, we don't get free agents, so it's like we got this guy, we have to offer him the max because nobody else is coming, and he's been fine. He's been good for us. He's a good point guard.
Has he been fine?
He's been D'Lo.
So do you see a future with D'Lo?
Anybody?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I think he's like, if he's our third option, he's fine. Behind Cat needs to be number 1, Ant's number 2, and then D'Lo's 3. And in Minnesota, we're not going to get free agents. So when we make those trades, when we have those guys, we just have to give them the money they want, or they're going to walk and get it somewhere else, and we're going to be back to where we were. We've just never had. We don't have the pull. We're a small market. We've never been good enough to get those type of big name guys. So I think the starting lineup that we have right now, it's interesting because with COVID, we got killed with COVID. All three of the big guys were out. Pat Bev was out. Vanderbilt was out. We were like, Jake Layman was playing big minutes for us in some games because COVID was so bad. But the minutes that our team has played, the starting 5 with Pat Bev, D'Lo, Ant, Towns, and Vanderbilt and like I said, it's not a ton of minutes. It's like 150 minutes, I think, but they are the number 1 starting 5 in the NBA by a large margin. So if that team can stay healthy, it's very interesting. If you look up on NBA, our net rating with that 5, as I said, only 150 minutes, our net rating is a plus 50.5.
Wow.
So with that starting 5 stays healthy.
So, okay, repeat that again. So, Anthony Edwards,
Pat Bev, D'Lo, Cat, Vanderbilt, and Edwards.
You got Pat Bev in there. Pat Bev is.
Where did you wait? Did you say they're the best starting 5?
Yeah.
Best starting 5 in the NBA, or like, what do you mean?
In the G League, or like?
Oh man.
No, in the NBA. If you go to the NBA,
what is perpetuating this lie? This is not wow.
The NBA.com. Go to the advanced metrics. Look at the offensive rating, defensive rating. Our offensive rating with that squad is 136.9. Defensive rating is 86.4. Like I said, they have not played
play defense though.
They have not played like 300 minutes or anything. So it'll be interesting to see now that everybody's back. Now that everybody's healthy from COVID, we should be good to go. We'll see.
Okay. But, I like the confidence. I think Anthony Edwards is great.
Yeah. And you said D'Lo, he's not a great defensive player, but this year he's tried a lot more on defense than he ever has. He puts the effort in. He's still not great. Still gets blown by a lot. But that's why you have Pat Bev out there. That's why you have Vando out there. So those 3 guys are at least trying.
Pat Bev.
Yeah, I mean Pat Bev's a dog. I mean that's the old guy. Yeah, you guys should share you guys are like Eskimo twins or something like that. What's that called? So whenever y'all share, a player.
Yeah, Pat Bev is one of those guys that I absolutely you hate him when he's on your team, and I was like not happy when we got him, but then just the difference that this team has with Pat Bev and with a real coach with Finch now, the confidence on the team is so much different. Like all this stuff with Cat, like just off the court, talking shit, doing his thing. Like he never did that when he didn't. I think Pat Bev has changed the culture of the Timberwolves this year, at least.
Oh, but for sure, everywhere he goes, he changes the culture.
That's
and
the
then
thing.
Anthony Edwards is one of them guys still like I'm the shit type of dude. So yeah, for sure. Cat, I do agree with the Cat has changed his whole personality, and also dating Jordan Woods. So he think he's really nice now. He got a fly girl on his side. He really feeling himself.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, when he was saying on Adam Ross's show or whatever, was just I'm like, bro, you're making. I get it. You have you got a teammates that back you. You got a beautiful girlfriend.
Yeah,
but you're still in my eyes the same lame Cat. You know what I'm saying?
Why he lame? I feel like everyone.
He's just a I don't know, nothing special.
Nothing special.
Wow,
that's wild. I think Cat is one of the best centers. I'd say top 4 in the NBA healthy.
When I see the Timberwolves, I see KG. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, he's all-time great.
Is all-time great. Do I think Cat is even on that like lane to get even in that stratosphere? Nowhere near. And that's why I say he's normal.
Yeah, I mean, but you're comparing a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, like one of the greatest players of all time. Like a top 25 player, probably, KG. Like a top 25 guy.
Yeah.
All time. And Cat is...
So it's like honestly,
I mean, nobody's going to get there.
DeRozan is like incomparable with Michael Jordan. Like, of course he is.
That's,
you can't just compare like a notorious franchise player like KG against, Karl Anthony Towns, who's just.
You want Karl Anthony Towns on the Sun, so you love him as much as afar. You know what I'm saying? Don't act like your love is like very, very. You're not like on the cool side of this.
Fauché always gets upset with me whenever I bring it up, and it's funny. But I'm a big Cat fan on the Suns. I think that trade would work. Will it happen? Probably not.
Never.
But
it's not happening.
We'll see. I mean, I just think that Devin Booker and him are like best friends, and it just makes a lot of sense. And we'll give you DeAndre Ayton. I mean, I feel like you wouldn't hate DeAndre Ayton. He's a good ass player.
He's no Cat though.
So
nowhere close.
Do you think so? You guys are still building around Cat. Are y'all still? Is he he's the centerpiece?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I would say Cat is the centerpiece, and then D'Lo or Ant is the number 2. And I still think Ant is going to be. Ant is still so young, and Cat's still young too. But I would say Ant's trajectory and projection is definitely a better overall player than Cat. I think Ant will be a top 15 guy, like an all NBA guy perennially in a few years. I think he's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Let's go back. I don't want to be disrespectful. Cat is good. Okay. Cat is a really good basketball player. Do I think he's peaked? Yes.
You think Cat peaked?
Yep.
Yeah, what is peak? Like
he's young, bro.
Like 26 and 12. Like, is that peak? Like, that's still a top 3, top 4 center in the league.
How old is he?
All NBA, 25, 26.
You guys say this man peaked at age 26.
And I think the thing is now, like, we finally have. He's never had like. He's always been the number 1 guy. Like, even when Wiggins was there, Wiggins has never been the guy. Everybody talks about how great he is in Golden State, and he's fine. He's not an all-star. He's not
a good fourth option
guy. He's a decent player, but
yeah,
Cat has never had anybody around him. Like, Rubio was there. Guy can't score, can't shoot. He's fine, but he's never had anybody else around him. Now that he's finally, Jimmy was there too, but that was just a whole. That was just a big difference of opinion, culture-wise. Like, it just did not match. Which is fine. It is what it is. Yeah, and Tibbs was there, and those two guys just didn't. Those cultures just did not work. But
that's probably my problem. I'm a Jimmy Butler type of guy, basketball wise. Like, I'm that type of like aggressive. I like to stir it up, get people going. And the players I used to play with in high school and after that were like Cat were a little soft. You know what I'm saying? Always got perturbed for being too aggressive. Why are you taking it so seriously? Why are you going for every rebound? Only one shot at a time. We don't play one-on-one like that. That's not how we play. We
Wow,
on
he's
make it, take
passive
it.
aggressively talking shit to me right now. Yeah, you funny. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. You know, he's
Yeah.
up on me right now in our one-on-one battles. But I'm
I'm
going to
mad.
LA and I'm gonna whoop your ass, and you ain't gonna be ass.
He's really mad now. You can see it.
I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come with a shake. I've been doing a lot of push-ups. So I'm gonna come with it.
Upper body, huh?
Yeah,
All upper body, all chest, no legs, bro.
So do you guys? So after this season, you make the playoffs, and and you see the projection of the Timberwolves. Are you trying to? Do you, for one, are you making any trades before the trade deadline? And the second question I have is, do you believe, like, you're gonna unload some people after this, at the end of the season?
So we're in an interesting position because we have a lot of money tied up in Cat and D'Lo, and I don't know. I would trade Malik Beasley, but I don't know who's wanting him. Like he has not been good this year. He had a good game tonight, and he started to look okay, but he's had some off the court issues. He's not.
Yeah.
His contract is pretty team friendly. Like he's not making a bunch of money for what he does. If you just need a guy that's gonna come off the bench and shoot, that's fine. But I think if we were to trade somebody, I would look at him. But like I said, I don't know what we're getting. I think the big thing we need to do is just bench depth. Like we have a lot of guys on the bench who, like Naz Reid is a decent backup center. We don't have anybody off the bench that's coming in and scoring. Like Jalen Noel,
Taurean Prince, is he doing anything?
He's hit or miss. Like some games he plays, and some games he's like a DNP, coach's decision. He just doesn't come off the bench. So that was a guy that I was kind of excited about when they made the trade for Rubio, because I was like, Rubio doesn't need to be here because we have, we got these other guys, and Prince off the bench, so just a 3-and-D type guy. But I don't know what the deal is. He plays like every other game, it seems like, and just doesn't get enough run. So he's been good lately. He started to play a little bit more, but I think Jalen Noel is a guy to keep an eye out for. He's young. He's good, but we have a lot of like really young guys. Like Jaden McDaniels is super young, super skinny, and he just hasn't matured. Like Kogi can't do anything offensively. He's just a defensive guy. Again, doesn't play unless depending on the game. So if we were gonna do something, I know in the offseason we were linked to the Ben Simmons stuff, but that's not gonna happen because Morey's gonna want Cat or Ant. Like he's not gonna take anybody else besides those two guys, and that ain't happening.
Morey's true.
That dude's a clown. I don't think he would even take D'Lo. Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing, but that's
that's a whole another conversation.
Whole different. Now we adding Tobias Harris to the whole conversation. Like,
he's a
bad GM.
$1 million. Like what? Who can do that? But anyway, go back. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he wants to win the trade instead of like looking at it like I'm going, and I don't really care what the other team's getting.
Because he's got a point to prove, because what he was doing for the Rockets ended up blowing up in his face.
Yeah, so, I think we can if we do make a trade. I don't think it's gonna be anything big. I think it's gonna be like a fringe thing. Get somebody off the bench that can score maybe. Off season, I think it's just I think Cat still has. I think it's just everybody maturing and growing. That trade for not having our pick last year really sucked. That really hurt. When it went to the Warriors and they got Kuminga, that was just a total bummer. Because we definitely could have used that to have another young guy for the group, for the core. But I think
was included in that trade. What happened? How did
that was the D'Lo deal. We traded Wiggins and the top 7 protected pick for D'Lo.
That's wild.
Yeah, that was our GM that got fired this year. So that didn't work out.
Yes. Wow. Yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But I might rather have D'Lo than.
That's that small market that's the only it's sometimes being in a small market handcuffs you to do bad deals. It's that MPJ deal for Denver. I think that deal is terrible, but everybody's betting on his future. But I don't think a bigger city makes that type of deal, or like a Lakers or anything doesn't make that type of deal with MPJ or Chicago if they weren't their big city. But because Denver's Denver, you're just trying to keep somebody that could be a lightning in the bottle later. You pay them that, and I just
No, you're definitely right.
Here's something interesting: is that before you jumped on, Charles was talking about how each team currently sits. If they were to meet you in the play-in, did they beat you?
Okay.
The Clippers currently would beat the Timberwolves.
Currently without PG or Kawhi.
Yeah.
I have to strongly disagree with that one.
Wow. Charles, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of agree with Fauché here.
Yeah, I look at here. After I said it, and I'm gonna say, as a Clipper fan, I think we can beat you. As a logical basketball fan, the last games I've been watching, I've watched almost. The funny thing is, I've watched all the games we played, y'all. We're always getting blown out.
Yeah.
And the game we beat y'all, we were down by 20, and came back, which was we do that twice a year. Twice a year, we down by 20, we come back. NBA games, I feel like every team does that twice a year in NBA. They're down by 20, they come back and win, and it's a big deal. And then the next game they get demolished. So like we came back on y'all 20, and then we lost to like the next game by 20 anyway. So, yeah. Other than that game, we'll be 0-3 against y'all.
So are you retracting your statement?
I am not going to retract my statement. I really, honestly, still believe we can beat everybody in the lower end. It's one game. One game. I think, and the reason being, I think we beat the Timberwolves in one game is all because of Ty Lue. I just think our coach is better.
Yeah, I think your coach is better, but I think Finch is a really good coach too. Like I think, that's the big thing is that we finally have a real coach. Like we had, it was terrible what happened to, Flip Saunders when he passed away. So they, he was, and they gave the coach to his, the position to his son, and he was fine for a while, but it was brutal watching games with him because there was nothing, like no offensive sets, nothing. And now Finch is there. We actually play defense. We've switched the drop coverage on the pick and pop and the pick and roll. We actually cover a pick, and there's actually defense, like offensive plays being run. So I think it's a much better team this year, and it started to click recently. I know the teams that we played were the past week have been not great, but you beat the teams that are in front of you, and this year in the West, especially, I think it's pretty open, and we should easily be in the play-in.
Pretty open.
Well, for like outside of like the top like 2, I guess the top 4 because the Grizzlies have really separated themselves. But like 5 through 10 is pretty wide open. I think we were only like 2 games out of the 5 seed.
Yeah,
behind
fair.
Dallas.
Here's my question. My question, Fauché. Who do you want to see in the playoffs? First
20
round.
wins. I mean,
we have 20. Yeah. Who do I want to see in the play-in? Let me pull up.
No, not the play-in. Not the play-in. I want to say, who do you want to see the first round playoffs? So you make the play-in.
So are you just trying to see if he's going to say the Suns?
I'm trying to see is like who do you fear more, the Warriors, the Suns, and the Jazz?
If he's in 6th place, then he won't see y'all. But if
that's
he's
what I'm
in
saying.
7th and 8th, then he's going to see y'all.
Out of the top 4,
so am I ranking the top 4? I'm ranking Suns, Warriors, Jazz, Grizzlies.
Yeah, I mean pretty much, unless you agree that that it's going to be different and someone else is going to climb.
No, I mean that's probably the top 4. I mean, like the Mavericks are 5.5 out of the 4 seed already.
So
no
about the Mavericks.
I mean, who do we stand a chance? I mean, I don't think we could maybe beat. I don't know, the Grizzlies probably. It probably goes Grizzlies, Jazz, Suns, and then Warriors. I don't want to face the Warriors now that they're healthy. I think they're definitely going to be the number 1, and the Suns. I think it'll be close though.
They are dangerous.
The Warriors and Suns, I definitely don't want to see. Jazz in the playoffs, they have that whole, the whole playoff stigma around them, but they're still the Jazz. I still think they're good. Yeah. I still think Mitchell's a beast. They still have Gobert down low, but we can pull him out with Cat. And the Grizzlies, obviously like Jazz, we talked about.
Please.
So you So you think Gobert, Cat? You think Cat?
Thank you. Oh my gosh! All right, thank you. Please,
over Gobert.
Please, thank you.
So
thank you.
I think
the Jazz. I'm just once again, the Jazz are not a playoff team. They are not. They're a great regular season team. Playoffs, they can be exposed easily.
Yeah, I get it.
7 games, a team gets to prep for one team. The Jazz.
That's the difference.
That's the difference.
And I think that's the big thing is Gobert is like an incredible defensive player, but if you play like a mobile center or if you don't play a center and just he has to guard somebody outside of a center you can't just stand. It's not like college where you can just stand on the basket and block shots. So I think the Jazz are still really good, and I think they will, depending on this year, especially. I still think I think that top 4 is so far ahead than anybody else that the Jazz, it depends who they match up with, but they could easily be if they match up with the Grizzlies, I can see them beating the Grizzlies, like to go to the Western Conference Finals or something, or to go to the second round. It just depends how everything falls. But I could see it to be. I would like to see. I'm trying because the Suns and Jazz are fairly similar. Like if you look at it, like Ayton doesn't shoot threes, Gobert doesn't shoot threes.
Mm.
That's the best matchup for them.
Mitchell and Booker, like pretty similar, right? Like I would say I would maybe give it to Booker just because he got the experience last year of going that far, but very similar. Conley and CP.
Mm-hmm.
Conley's a better scorer, but CP is a better point guard.
What? Don't
And
ever say that Conley is a better scorer than CP3. CP3 can score on demand.
Yeah, he can.
How dare you?
After those first
you
two,
retract.
I agree with you first two.
Move on.
The Jazz ain't got nobody for CP.
And then the rest of the lineup, or the rest of the roster, I think you got to go with the Suns. You have Johnson, Cam Johnson and Bridges and all those guys. Like their role players are much better. So I would still take the Suns, but I think it would be fairly close. Like if they ended up matching up.
And then I'm just another thing I haven't talked about the Jazz. If you get into that game 6 and 7 with the Jazz, and what's his name, the coach. People don't know, but Quinn, he on a hot seat, man.
Or the Snyder
is on a hot seat.
Yeah, from Mizzou.
He's on a hot seat. 2 years in a row. You were number 1 seed and you didn't win nothing. Third year, you're in the 3rd seed and you get knocked out in the 1st or 2nd round. Come on, man. We've seen coaches leave. We've seen coaches get fired for lesser.
It's time to cut bait after that,
Yeah, if he don't, that tie. Now he ain't wearing no ties no more. But they're not beating teams in first 5 games, and they're going to 6 and 7, like a Suns game or anybody that has like a Memphis. I think they choke, and I think he's gone.
Yeah, but here's my question: Jazz and Gobert and Cat. How do you think they compare?
A Cat is a much better offensive player, and Rudy's obviously a much better defensive player. But I would take the offensive player over the defensive player. When you get to the playoffs, I think I would take Cat over Rudy because Cat brings so much more. Even if he's not a great defensive player, he's put in the effort a lot more. He's blocking more shots this year. Like I said, I think Finch has just been a revelation for this team, and Pat Bev too. Like they said in the offseason, they literally didn't do any offensive plays in practice. They literally just practiced defense all year. That's why if you look at their first couple of games, like the offense was so bad. But I think I would take Cat. Like it's close, but I think in today's NBA, like you need a big that can shoot, you need a big that can pull guys out, and I think I would go with Cat.
Why is Cat portrayed as bad at defense? Is it? I mean, do you think it's fair judgment?
He got slow feet.
Yeah,
it
on defense.
It definitely was.
His lateral movement isn't good on defense. He can play defense. He's like I said, like he said, today's NBA, it's good to be really good at something and at something else. Like Rudy Gobert for the playoffs, that's the perfect formula.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert, my problem with him is he's really good at defense, but on offense, he's not great. But then on defense, he can get exposed because he's only really good on defense in a certain area.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Cat, he can play defense everywhere, but he's mediocre playing defense everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's okay in the playoffs when you are averaging, like you said, 26 and 12.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you think he's soft, or do you think he's just like not trying to wear himself out for whenever he has to go on the offensive side?
So I think the big thing with Cat when he first came out was he wanted to block every single shot. So he would go for pump fakes. He would try to block everything. He would make just stupid. He still does it. I mean, he still gets these, and it's mostly on offense now. He still gets these terrible, stupid offensive fouls where he hooks guys or just barrels into the lane. But no, I think a lot of people say he's soft, and I think he comes off as, in a lot of stuff this year. You kind of look at him and you're like, is this real, or are you just kind of being like corny? And I think some of it is like he's
corny.
He's kind of like he's kind of comes across as just like a cornball. Like he's just, I don't really know how else to explain it. Like he tries to talk this big game, but everybody's kind of like, yeah, but you've gotten rolled like every year you've been in the league. And I think that's fair. I think some of that is fair, but I think some of it is also like, look at the teams that he's played with. Like it's been miserable. So
I agree. I think Cat do you think Cat? So you feel like this? Do you think Cat's a true power forward? Like he needs to play. Like he doesn't need to play. I feel like he's like one of those like AD world. Like when they make him play center, he doesn't enjoy it. He doesn't like doing all the center duties.
That's a big power forward.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I mean, when they play, there are times when they run Naz Reid and Cat together, and it's like it is just absurd seeing those two guys on the same court. But they can both hit threes. Naz is a little, Naz is big, but he's kind of slow. So that's where I think Vanderbilt comes in. Is that he's just an energy guy, can play defense, can keep up with people pretty well on the. And I think he's more of, he doesn't really guard centers, but I think he's more of like that energy defense, grab rebounds. Cat can come down the court, stop, pop the three, pick and pop on a three, roll to the basket, all that kind of stuff. So I think they have a good nucleus. It's just they got to build out that bench a little bit more to get more. They need more punch off the bench. Like they have guys, but they need more.
What about like an Eric Gordon or something like that? I mean, you guys have the cap space for someone like that, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the kind of guy we need. Like, I think Malik Beasley last year was that guy, but then obviously this year when he was in the offseason, he was had his offseason troubles and was in prison and all that stuff and locked at home for all that stuff he went through, which was not great.
Yeah.
So he came back and was bad, like really bad, and then he started to look better recently. But he's just a guy like I would say like Eric Gordon gives you a little bit more. He can handle the ball, he can shoot, he can get to the rim. Like Beasley is strictly like a guy that just shoots threes. Doesn't get to the rim, doesn't shoot free throws, doesn't have great handle. So he's just a guy that you run a horns action for, and he comes out and pops a three, and that's about it. So I would love to see somebody more that, I think Jalen Noel is that guy. Like he's super young and he's finally getting some run, but he can handle the ball, he can get to the rim, he can also shoot. He's pretty much Malik Beasley, but on a better contract and younger. So I think he needs to get more run, and they should look to trade Beasley. But I don't know what you're getting out of that.
How much definitely cannot pay right now?
I'd have to pull it up. I don't think he's making a ton. It's a ton compared to today's standards. But they signed him to a contract in the offseason. So they signed him in average salary is $15 million. So not terrible. It's actually it's fairly good for like a guy that just shoots threes.
Yeah.
They signed him. So this year is the second year. So this year is making 14.3. Next year is making 15.4. And the year after that, it's a club option. Lot of money. A club option for 16.5. I mean, it's a ton, but when you look at today's NBA, like, max contracts guys are making 40 and 50. So
I did not know he's getting paid that much. That's like
yeah. He signed a 4-year, $60 million deal last year. So
sheesh.
Yeah, not bad.
Right? He's getting paid like 5 or like 4. I didn't know
nobody's getting paid 4 and 5 anymore. Nobody's getting 4 and 5 anymore.
But all right, Fauché, appreciate you being on, brother. You want to plug the was it going off topic? When does that come out?
So it's usually every week. We don't we had a set schedule, but we're kind of just rolling with the flow, whatever we come out with. We're gonna be recording one tomorrow, so something will be come out later this week or early next week. But yeah, going off topic pod with Kyle Fauché. You can find it anywhere you get your podcast. You can also check out anythingincrediblenetwork.com. That's where everything, the whole network, all their stuff is, and you can get everything there. But I appreciate you guys having me on. This was a blast. If you ever need somebody else to fill in, if Josh ever gets too upset from the Suns losing or something, you need a co-host, let me know. I'm always happy to come on and talk anything NBA or Wolves related. So I appreciate it. Yeah,
we'll make it a regular thing, dude.
All right.
It was fun. It's always good getting the unique perspective of a super fan for another team. I think we all share something between us, like, Dugan, my friend Ethan, Charles. We all have a team that's, been through some growing pains.
Yeah.
And, we do know an in-depth kind of analysis on, what's going on. So I appreciate your takes on all of this. And I do enjoy watching the Timberwolves. I think they're a super fun team. And I think you guys are up and coming. It's just about retaining your stars, and hopefully Anthony Edwards blossoms into like, dude, he's so fucking good. Yeah. I'm excited for him, dude.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thanks, fellas, and I'll catch up with you guys later.
All right.
All right, bro. I'm talking to you. Peace.